Okay, it looks like what happened. I don't know. My mic might be messed up. I might have to reset it, but it looks like it joined the stream again. I had two viewers. I think one of them is me. I hope the other guy comes back. I just needed to restart and see if I could get it working good again. Okay. I'm about to do some sketchy shit. Doo da, doo da. Hope I get away with it. There's a TikTok. There's a TikTok. I don't know how much of this you'll be able to hear because I've got the filters I think set up reasonably well. Okay, this Silk Touch. Main reason I'm doing this is the shovel will not break through the nether rack, and I do not have to worry about lava pouring down on me. So I'm using the shovel. I get a good day because I'm getting up to where I got almost 50 followers, and I've got some other stuff done. I'm gonna have to get something going on. If they reset the server, I'm gonna have to get something going a little faster. But I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna work out some kind of a mechanism where uh, people can get like something named after them. Thinking sheep for like followers on Twitch, and if I ever get, I don't envision I'm gonna get a lot of them, and I don't expect it. Um, so like, because I'm just about got 50 followers, just about got 50 followers. I might be able to get affiliated. If that's the case, I'm gonna put the thing up where I can get subscriptions. And the one guy that I play with on here, he said he'd do to help everybody out. He'd do a subscription a month on every. I can't right now. If that ever changes, that'll change things. Right now, I just don't have the option. If I do get some money, I gotta look at trying to get some insurance. Doubt it. Maybe food, that kind of. There's certain things like if I can, I would like to upgrade the that I don't think it's gonna happen, but I'd love to upgrade the hardware so that this shit works. And but I don't expect anybody to subscribe or to donate. If you just show up and watch my videos, I will be extremely happy with that. And but I think what I'm gonna do is when I get to 50 followers or when I become an affiliate, I'm gonna do a stream in my underwear. It doesn't really matter. I don't have a camera. think I am going to do a stream in my underwear. Don't get too excited because I generally am wearing underwear when I do this. That's why I put the thing where my pants. I usually don't have pants on when I'm sitting in my room, my underwear. Oh, the person that owns the house, they didn't have. I gotta be honest. Yeah, they're basically the reason why they don't. They mentioned it before, picked it up or something, and they picked up the first season of Yellowstone. Something I can I can watch it on Paramount. They have that channel to watch. I haven't found out what time it's on or even what channel. Hey, what's up, Crow? Welcome aboard. Thank you for stopping in. Oh, good sir. Are we Charlie Brown now? Are you am I Charlie Brown? And Charlie Brown's actually fitting with all the shit going on in me, but so you're Peppermint Patty to my Charlie Brown? But I'm doing some sketchy shit and hoping I'm getting away with it. But they picked up season one of Yellowstone, so I'll be able to watch that. And but they almost picked it up, I guess, once before, and it's not. If it was on sale, I'd feel a little bit better about it because that's usually. But Jesus Christ, I couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. There's a, it's a Vietnam era movie. It's got the guy who starred in the movie Full Metal Jacket. He was the senior drill instructor. He was in one called Siege of Firebase Glory. Yeah, the server. If you're talking about biker, and I'm not trying to rip on the guy because I've done stuff like this too. It actually me feel pretty good because when he was telling me what happened, I'm like, I do that kind of shit. The server was up. I wasn't really on Sunday, but the server was up. Biker just couldn't get in, and apparently what happened was he had to put a new hard drive in his computer. He had to put a new computer in his hard drive in his computer, and I'm not entirely sure why, but that prompted uh, him to have to relog into his Microsoft account. And he couldn't remember the password, or his girlfriend couldn't remember the password, and so he had to reset it. And so what happened was is he never changed the password on his PS4. And so he was able to get into his PS4. The PS4 did everything it was supposed to, but it didn't let him log into the Microsoft servers because his password was not updated. See, that would have never happened on the PC or if it was on the Xbox, because you wouldn't be able to get in on either one of them. You wouldn't be able to get into either one until you actually corrected the password. But for him, the PlayStation worked just fine. It was only the Microsoft stuff that was dicked up because he wasn't logging into the network. Okay, that I was over there. It looked like there was some glowstone here. Apparently not. When I was shooting at that gas, there was this Vietnam era movie, and it was basically during the Tet Offensive. During the Vietnam War, it there was a massacre on the one Tet Offensive. It was a Vietnamese holiday. It's kind of like a two or three of our holidays, Christmas, 4th of July, all rolled up into one. It's like a big deal for them. Like New Year's, Christmas, and Independence Day all rolled into one. Big deal. And usually there was a ceasefire every year. Well, the one year they decided to basically attack, and they slaughtered a lot of people over that. And he plays a character in there that knew something was going on. Nobody wanted to hear about it. And as soon as the Vietnamese see this gunny, I think he was a first sergeant or sergeant major, uh, he showed up, and the one Vietnamese general knew that this guy was trouble. He was like serious. He was like serious military. So they started working because they knew it originally was going to be like an easy piece of cake. And when they saw this guy come in, they're like, okay, this guy's serious. We better get everybody in shape and get ready to go. And there's a scene in there where they basically do a motor strike on the fire base, and they like miss everything. And I don't know if the other guy was like a colonel or a major. The one guy was a general, the other guy was a subordinate. And that general was just going off on him. I got to be careful because I got to do what I'm doing or I'm going to get blown off of here. But he's just going off on these guys. Your fire crews couldn't hit my grandmother's ass at 3 paces. And he had his hands out like about 4 feet wide, indicating that his grandmother had a really big ass. And I mean, he was just going off on these guys about how they couldn't hit that grandma's big ass if they were like 3 paces away from it. And then later on, when they did it, his subordinate, everybody had trained, they were doing a little better. And he looked at the general. He goes, "How safe's your grandmother's ass now?" And the guy started smiling, like, "Okay, we got game now. We're going." That's how I felt when I was shooting at those gas. It's like I think I shot like a half a stack of arrows and I didn't hit one. Oh God, that's the gas farm I got. I was trying to find a way to get those gas to stick around when I sent them through the portal. So I basically grind them up against a cactus. I was hoping maybe that would keep them, because like you could name tag them, I think. But sometimes when they go through, they stay, and the rest of the time, Uh, I'll send BC a message, and if Biker gets on, let him know because I think as far as BC knows, you've been added. I don't know if he saw the one where you put that it needs to be a capital K and not a lowercase k. That would be my guess. I don't know that for a fact though. That's the only bad thing about him running that on his own personal server like that. It makes it harder for everyone. Like Biker's got I think Biker's got OP access, so he might be able to add you to it. I don't know. In theory, he could add you to it. I don't know if he can, but I think he can. Uh, I'd have to look it up. I don't use commands very often, but I think I can look it up and find out what they are. But I would need like OP access to the server to do it. I'm not doing anything directly over lava. I'm just not going to happen. I'm not entirely sure what happened, but I restarted the server, and I think it just basically picked up on the one that I shut down. Because I think I've got it set in there that if you get disconnected, you've got like a certain amount of time to reconnect. Well, when I did, there's just not that much of a delay. But I tried to do some settings to make the stream work better, and they didn't. So I logged off and reset them, and I think it just reconnected to the existing stream, which I think is actually kind of cool. Yeah, I really don't want to fall in the lava. I got over 2 stacks. As soon as I get like 3 or more stacks, I'm just gonna call it a day on this. I'll do something else, but yeah, I'll keep the stream going. I'm not. I'd like to stream it for at least an hour or two. I need to get my numbers back up, and I'm actually feeling reasonably well today. I really am. Hopefully things will be getting better. The snow is done. I don't mind going out and doing the snow. I really don't. I just wish like other people here would do more. Except for the person that owns the place. They're old. They got health issues. They do more than enough in keeping me alive. I mean that sincerely. I'm not being a smartass about that. I think they're doing enough. I need them to stay healthy because basically when they die, I'm gonna die. I don't really see any way around. I just hope I still live long enough to see something horrible happen to shit to me. I really do. I could die pretty much happy. I don't have the health to do it myself. Ooh, this might be the last one I need for now. Yeah, ever since that they've done this, ever since they did this most recent update, I have not seen, I have not seen any of these wandering traders materialize at my raid farm, and they used to all the time. Like if I AFK'd there, I could almost bet that somewhere on that raid base, usually underground where I was, they would have spawned. I usually had one there. Now whether I had time to go and grab stuff before they despawned was a different story. And if not that, I would see the residue of them being there. There'd be like herds and herds of loose llamas. They're little fancy llamas. They'd be left around as residue to indicate that they were there. Yeah, with the snow shoveling done, I hope. Because we actually got some snow. I want to say it was last week, but see, it's warm enough that it melts, so you don't have to do anything. Because unless my health has gotten worse, because last year I went out and did like mowing, and I don't know if it's because it's warmer or if it's because it's a riding lawnmower, but that didn't bother me as much. I could function more, but the either the cold or just the walking around would wipe me. Did it last winter and it did it this winter. This winter, I think it might be worse. But I gotta be honest with you, aside from the shit that I go through after I do it, it actually feels good to be outside. It really does. I just wish it didn't take the physical. I am so glad I got all this glowstone without having a gas come by and blow me to shit. I was really worried about that. It was. I brought an extra. I brought an extra totem with me. Oh, almost 4.5 stacks. I am a happy camper. I am a really, really happy camper. Okay, this is a little crude, and I'm really not trying to be rude, but I do think stuff like this, if it's not too offensive, and if it is, just leave some comments, and I'll try and alter. But I hope this isn't too rude. But I'm thinking if I can hit that sweet spot of being not too rude, but extremely sick and interesting, might actually help me get some people to snag it. There was a story back in high school going around, and I'm sharing it because I took a life lesson from it today. I used it as a teachable moment. Okay? Um, there was a party, and I think it would have been my sophomore year, maybe sophomore year, maybe. There was no freshman year at high school. That came later. They only had 3 grades in high school, and it was either my sophomore year or my junior year. There was a party, and there were 2 people at the party. It wasn't their house. Well, they decided to entertain themselves in the parents' bedroom. Not their parents. They were both guests there at the party, but they decided to find some entertainment in the master bedroom of the house. And I think we'll just leave it at that. So I can kind of keep it on the good side of being rude. Not too rude. Little interesting, but not too interesting. And they were finding some entertainment there, and it was dark. And the gentleman, if you can use that term, was reaching around to see what kind of let's just say supplies that they might have had up on the headboard, and he thought he found a bottle of Vaseline. And so Vaseline, that lubricant for bearings and shafts, and he decided to use it. And he let's just say he greased his weasel with it. Maybe we'll just use some code words there. And the thing that he didn't realize is it wasn't Vaseline; it was Vicks Vapor Rub. And I don't know if I can express to you the likely burning sensation that a person might have experienced when they greased their weasel with Vicks Vapor Rub. And needless to say, he decided to flee out of embarrassment and probably pain. I can tell you that you run into the same thing as a gentleman if you are dumb enough to put, like, say, aftershave on your weasel. That is a very uncomfortable experience. Learn from other people's mistakes so you don't have to make them yourself. And the girl, allegedly, because, I wasn't there, uh, and he wasn't there either, he fled. She apparently just stayed there quietly until the party broke up, and then she left. And she never talked to me again. And I'm just kidding. It wasn't me. That was a rumor going around. I don't even know if it's true, but needless to say that I put some Vicks Vapor Rub on today. I'm not entirely sure why, but I have some congestion, and I've been taking Mucinex and Vicks. I fell. It might be because that I either fell or I had a near miss like a couple weeks ago, and my back, my core section has hurt. My ribs have been sore. I think part of it is the bed has been irritating. Well, for 2 days now, I've been putting heat on my chest. I've been laying on the heating pad when I sleep, having it on most of the time. It shuts off automatically, but whenever I notice it's off, but I've been heating up my lungs, and my ribs are feeling better. My back and my core area is feeling better. And I've coughed up a bunch of shit because I had, like, this was 2 weeks ago. I had this issue where every time I'd get up and I would eat, my sinuses would start draining. I would start coughing stuff up, and it would gag me, and I'd end up getting sick. Usually every day at lunch, first meal of the day. Usually didn't eat enough at breakfast to trigger it. And as soon as I started heating up my lungs, I started coughing up stuff. And I still have an issue where stuff wants to move at lunch. Hey, biker man, welcome. But since I've been putting the heating pad on my lungs, I haven't been getting sick at lunch from all that stuff draining. So I've definitely been feeling better. Hey, biker, when uh when BC added Crow to the whitelist on the server, he did a lowercase K, we think, not a high uppercase K, and she still can't get on the server. I don't know if you can do that with commands or if you have to get bike or BC to do it. But if you could like talk to him when you see him and just whenever he gets a chance, we understand he's busy, but if he could take a look at it again, okay, thanks. Because she put it in there and I told her, I go, I'm not sure he saw it. So, anyways, I put some Vicks Vapor Rub on my chest today. Well, then when I went down to use the bathroom, I made sure I washed my hands before I took a piss so that I didn't actually, suffer from having it on my hands when I was trying to go to the bathroom. That's where you can turn these into like teachable moments. You can ooh, 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 ooh. Yeah. So hopefully, I got a couple other things I want to watch, but hopefully I'll be able to get the box set out. Somebody just picked it up so I could watch it, but they picked up season 1 of Yellowstone so I can watch that. And then I guess they got it dirt cheap, but they picked up the remake of Midway. It's an old Charlton Heston movie. I think Charlton Heston was in it. Well, they did a remake of it, and I've really wanted to see it. Well, somebody here picked it up, so I'll be able to watch that later. So that's kind of cool. Um, okay, what I'm gonna do, and I will probably forget where I put them. I'm gonna go ahead and dump these in here for right now, and I will get to these later because I'm not gonna actually mess with them now. I'll do that off stream. I thought it would take longer to get that much in glow. I mean, really did. I thought it would take longer to get that much glowstone. I got like 4.5 stacks of it now. But I got I did this at the start of the stream, but there was hardly anybody on. But I basically got most of this done. I've still got some trim work to work around it, but I've got most of this lit up. I've gotten this one finished on the hoppers and the chest. So I need to light this one up. And I like earlier today, I was working on making chests and hoppers so I can start to expand this one down. But ever since this update, that the wandering snitches or the wandering traders are they're just not materializing here at the base. Can he do it later, like after the stream's over, please? Because it can take me like I'm using the online proxy, and if I log off, it can take me as much as 20 minutes or more to get back on. So as soon as the stream's over, I'll go ahead and log off. He should be able to do it just from the command line, but I know he doesn't like doing it that way. If he really wants to do it now, I can just end the stream. Just let me know. But I'm gonna end the stream because it might take me way too long to get back on. Okay, cool. Thank you. No, that wasn't the voice of God, kids. That was the voice of the housemaster, speaking from on high from the server command. I got to make a TikTok video. I need to do a duet with my older TikTok video, but I've actually gotten it's all been within the last week, but I actually got a bit more done on my ziggurat, so I'll go and show you that while I'm here. It's actually starting to look, I might make some changes for either contrast or texture, but for the main thing right now is I'm just trying to get the thing built. And then, because I can make changes later, but so far I kind of like it, but I might make some changes later to it. Actually, this will be better. I wish I could get this gas farm working. Oh, that's okay. Do what you got to do, Crow. I got to be honest. I'm happy to have you guys come. Come when you can. If life gets in the way, so be it. This Trident farm sort of works. I think I need to light up the ocean more. But as soon as I started lighting up the ocean, this thing started to work. Okay, this is basically where I'm at when I've done these TikTok videos where I do the flyby. I come over here, and then this way I basically fly past Bullet's donut. Actually, it's a Danish. It doesn't have a hole. Basically, this wall with the white stairs on it, that's what I got done. This whole wall got added around here. I got the walls added, and as I can get the emeralds and the trades reset, I've been trading for the quartz so I can make the stairs. And I got this going on now. And then like Crow, I don't think has seen any of this, but I've actually got a vegetable farm here so I can actually trade and get the emeralds from it. And these are the ones that grab this is the one they throw at, so I actually get them, and then I can come here and get I can trade with this guy if I got stuff to trade or I want stuff from him. But I've got some of these oddball ones that I usually don't place. These are the guys that are catching the food. I got these guys here. Now these guys I sometimes use. I need to get some emeralds because I need a new. I couldn't remember where these guys were, but I need another shear so I can make pumpkins. But I got these guys here, so I have trades with them. And then I'm gonna put another one here. But basically, let's see if I can. What'll happen is this will be an infection station for the T virus. The card will be in here, and it'll push it over to this guy. He'll get infected. Then I can pull it back and cure him, and then I can get the trades on this side. Some of those and the ones below it'll all be like dirt cheap. I've got an infection station over here, and it works. Uh, Basically, I can cure this guy. Then I usually reinfect him right away, so he's not messing with any of my workstations. And I get these guys like God, I can't remember which trade I gave these guys. I gave them something I rarely ever use, so that they're not messing with any of my current trading stations. But I've got most of the terracotta trades that you can get, but everybody on this side has regular quartz, and then everybody on the other side has got the fancy quartz. And I'm currently working on this, but I don't bust my ass, but like I've been doing this so I can actually get the quartz from these guys. And I got to dig up a bit more of the desert or find another desert and then get the upper blocks for this and start to make the floor up there on top. And then I'll seal this up with something later. Right now, I'm more worried about the outside than the inside. I got a feeling if Bullet ever comes back on that he's gonna lag out like you would not believe around this base. Yeah, this is the thing that I've been working on this week. I got the wall up, and then I've been trading with it so I can get the and then I don't know how much longer we're going to be playing this, but until we reset, uh, I got to do something like what you're doing on yours, where you have it where people can cash in their viewing points, and people will be able to cash that in and get their name on a sheep. And the sheep will be out here. I'll have to put some fencing and stuff, but the sheep will be basically out here, and then I can put them around, and that's the it might change, but that's the current plan for this. But I have a pumpkin and I have a pumpkin and a melon farm up here, and it squirts everything into this for me. It's not great, but it's not a zero tick, but I have a sugarcane farm over there. I can grab that, but it's not great. It really doesn't compare to a zero tick. But if I come over here, I don't think any of these have reset yet. But I can come over here and I can just get a ton of emeralds from these guys. So I got to work on getting those infection stations. And then if we're going to reset the server, I'm not going to bust my butt doing it. But here's my brewing stations. But if we weren't going to reset the server, I would actually work on making actual redstone brewing stations over there on the other side of it. But I've got 6 brewing stations. I need to put in a slow falling one, and then I basically need to make myself a phantom farm. Those are fairly easy, and they don't need any redstone. And this one here, I every now and then when I think I got it figured out, I lose it. But I'm trying to figure out what to do down here. I want this to look good, but I want it to be kind of semi-open. And then somewhere in here, I need to put a couple more of these pillars help hold it up. I got one on all 4 corners, but I need at least 2 more spaced out here. I need like two more here, maybe 3, at least 2 more here from end to end, maybe 3. But that's where I'm at with this. And I don't know if I can get creative enough for it, but if I can actually do it, watching the Hermitcraft guys, that one guy has done his Star Wars theme thing. If I can actually get creative enough of it and I get the other stuff I want done, I might actually put in some planes or some spaceships attacking his little hovercraft there. That's a goal. And when I get bored with working on the ziggurat, I got to come back and work on the road. I'm trying to link this road up with the one at the raid farm. Sweet. The waitlist. Hey, Crow, if you're still on there, try and get on the game. She's got the if that's what you added, it won't work. She's got capital letters. She's got a capital T, I think, and a capital K in her name. Oh, okay. Just for shits and grins, I'm gonna look and see if there's yeah, there's a little bit of glowstone over here to grab too. So when I use up what I got, I can come over here next time and grab what I can get here. Well, I think what I'm gonna yeah, um, I'm not trying to nag. Please don't take it that way. But one of the I don't know if it was pizza or if it was bullet, but one of them was telling you that you could do that before. But it's just if you haven't done it before, it's hard to explain it. Like if they know what they're doing and you haven't done it yet, it's sometimes hard to explain that. But they were trying. I think that's what they were trying to explain. And I got to be honest with you, I downloaded that thing so I could dick around with it. That thing is just so fucking touchy. I can see why you were a little leery of trying new things because you can do everything right and it can still screw up. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna map. I'm gonna go over here and map. I think that's what I'll do for the rest of the stream. I'm gonna go ahead and get a map ready, and I'll go map this other quadrant over here. Remember if I got any up already. Okay, that's for the end. And yes, I have 6 beacons in here. Every time I got extra diamonds, I usually buy one of them. I don't have a use for them yet, but if I ever have one, I won't have a lack of beacons. And yes, I got 51 diamonds in here. The last time I cleared out my shops, I had more diamonds than I could carry the stuff. Yeah, so I got to go back over. Those are the ones I got to go back over and do some shopping with. Those are the eggs I got from Zombie. I was going to make a chicken farm and I just never got around to it. Okay, I'm just gonna have to make one. I thought I had some mapping. I think it might be over at the trade fund. Well, you know what? I'm just gonna go over there because I know I've got. Trading with the I'm trading with the prisoners with jobs. I was basically looking for either a locator map or a compass to make a locator map. I should have some laying around. I just don't know where they are. But I've got them over at the trading hall because I've been leveling up the guys I can trade with over there, so I know I have them. Hey, what's up, Snowball? Yeah, the road I got here, I eventually want to hook that up. It's a work in progress. I don't know if it's going to get finished before this season's over, but I got it this far. This desert's going to get wiped out for raw material. But that road needs to hook up with the road over here. Yeah, this one here, I was coming through and I had a bad omen and I triggered it there. Yeah, I need to get that road to map up with this road. Just match it up. I came in like a Scud missile landing here on that one. Okay, I'm really not. I just I find this stuff pretty funny. I really do. Uh, Apparently Trump's Mar-a-Lago down there. This just came out over the weekend, either end of last week, over the weekend, or beginning of this week. They had to pretty much shut down a good chunk of it because it's been infested with COVID. It's like COVID palooza down there, and that I find funny. I mean, just I to me, it's just karma. It's just karma in its purest form. It really, that's the way I view it. And so that happened. Um, that one prosecutor, they called her the Kraken. She came off like a fucking nut job. I'm not making this up. I'm literally not making this up. Uh, she invoked the ghost of Hugo Chavez or something like that as for why the election was stolen for Biden. It made literally no sense. Well, the one of the software companies that makes the election software, they've named her, Rudy Giuliani, and a few other people in a like a $1.3 billion lawsuit, a libel lawsuit for the because they're basically claiming that the lies they told hurt their company, and they're suing them. And they're saying now that her lawyer is invoking the Tucker Carlson defense. Her lawyer was recently in court arguing that the case should be thrown out. And he basically argued, I'm not, again, not making this up. I think they quoted the guy exactly that, I'm going to paraphrase it, but they were quoting her lawyer exactly. He basically argued that nobody was delusional enough or stupid enough to believe her when she said that. And apparently, Tucker Carlson's lawyer recently tried to use something like that when he was sued for the stuff he was saying that wasn't true. And what does it say about their followers when they're basically saying, well, nobody was stupid enough to believe it? I don't know. I think the guys with guns that were in Washington, D.C. would say otherwise. And here's the other funny thing. And again, I point this out for the humor, not for the politics. And it to me it doesn't matter for the sake of my stream how you stand on this. So I don't want to get into, well, maybe we should or maybe we shouldn't. That's not the point of the stream. But apparently, now this is factual, the House of Representatives is going to vote to make Washington, D.C., the District of Columbia, a state, so that they will get two senators and they will get whatever representation in Congress they should get, and they'll have a vote. Won't be a non-voting member, and they'll actually get senators that can vote. That's the plan. And apparently you can do it. I wasn't aware of how this worked, but they were saying on the news that apparently Alaska and Hawaii were basically turned into states by an act of Congress. I don't know if it was House and Senate or just people in the House, but two of the arguments that the Republicans made for why you couldn't make DC a state, and I'm not making this up. One of them said that you can't make DC a state because it doesn't have production. It doesn't have like factories, it doesn't have agriculture, and it doesn't have mines. Apparently, it has to have those. I think I missed that part of the Constitution where it says they do. And then, not to be outdone for stupid, one of the other Republicans said that they can't be a state because they don't have a car dealership there. And I'm like, my God, they're just phoning it in. They're not even trying anymore. This is not the Republican Party that existed when I was a kid. They were really better at this shit. They were really, really better at this shit. It's like, oh my God. But he can't be a state because you don't have a car dealership. It's like, what the fuck? And this is another thing. This was a while back. Apparently, his own party wouldn't even take it up, and this was at the state level. This was not a guy that was in D.C. in the national legislature. But there was a Republican that actually wanted to put a bill on the floor in his state where you could give guns to fetuses. That's how he was going to stop abortions. They were going to make it legal to give a fetus a gun so they could shoot the abortion doctor. Not making this shit up. Okay, I'm hoping. Okay, now I got to go back and enlarge this map, and I'm going to just basically spend the rest of the stream mapping this thing out, at least till I run out of rockets. And I'll grab another stack or two of rockets, but I should be fine. I think this is the one where my Guardian base is Guardian base, but I think Pixel took one. I don't know how much he did with it. I can go ahead and map this out and then We got two people on, man. Hey, I don't know if anybody's interested, but it was a free download. It was uh, I think it's a world. It was a free download on the Xbox store, but it's like an Elytra map. It's themed. It's a themed download, but it's supposed to have a lot of stuff you can do with the Elytra. So I'm trying to do some extra streams, and maybe this would be a good one for a Saturday where my hands are not feeling good enough to do the Star Wars game. If I could get a couple people that wanted to play, because I think you can have like 4 or 5 people on this thing, and we can gear up with the Elytra and go through the flight courses that are in there. I downloaded it because this was one that I saw advertised on YouTube. I was watching YouTube videos and they were actually advertising this as a free download on the Xbox store. Yeah, basically, at least I'll go the rest of the I'll go until I get the map done or till my elytra gives out, and then I'll pretty much end the stream. I apologize, but I really thought it was going to take longer to get like 3 or 4 stacks of glowstone. I really did. Oh, I put lids over I put glass lids over some of the stuff so I would quit because I think I was getting lightning damage. I know my turtles were dying, and I'm slowly starting to put glass over stuff here so that I got some. Yeah. For viewers for a minute, I would probably have less viewers if I actually had a camera on. The I've got the lack of viewers, and at least I can't blame my looks on why I don't have to worry about it. Earlier on the stream, I made it clear that when I got to 50 followers and I became affiliate, I was going to do a 50 follower affiliate appreciation stream where I was going to basically do the stream in my underwear, but it really doesn't matter because I don't have a camera. It's kind of like one of those safe things you're going to do. Yeah, that somebody bought it. I can watch it now, but they got the first season of Yellowstone, so I can watch that. Um, People keep putting like these TV shows, movies, that kind of thing up on TikTok. And what they do is they show these really cool scenes. And then they don't tell you who the like what the TV show or what the movie is, so you have like no idea how to look it up. That's happened like way too many times, more times than I really care to admit. And so it'd be kind of nice to watch the first season, although if and again, I'm not going to ask them because they were talking about they almost picked it up for me before they thought I was interested in it, and I go, well, how much was it? And they're like, oh, it's $20. I go, you don't have to spend that on me. You really don't. I go, if you do, I'll watch it, but I go, you really don't need to spend that kind of. They're they're doing more than enough right now. I mean, they really are. They're grateful for really want spending a and shit we don't actually have to really don't have. But since they got it, I'm gonna watch it. And there was a scene on TikTok. It was this Native American girl, and she was in. It was kind of like a homage to Pretty Woman, where that girl went into that Beverly Hills. Although it's in the like the Plain State somewhere, but that hooker went into that Beverly Hills thing, and they treated her like shit. Didn't want to take her money, that kind of thing. And she's in there, and they start accusing her of stealing, and she's trying to leave, and they're not. The maid security stop her. Then they called the police, and while she's waiting for the police, she calls her friend, and it turns out it's her sister-in-law. And she tells her sister-in-law, well, I need your help. She's a lawyer, I think she's legal, I'm not sure. She goes, what do you need my help for? Why don't you call your husband? And she goes, because I don't want anybody dead. She goes, she's like, well, what store are you at? And she goes, well, just look for the ones with the cops outside of it. And there's a TV show. I don't know if they're still making it or not. I think it's on Epix. It's called Britannia. She was the really hot redhead in that. She got killed off like first season, and she's in this, and she shows up. And as soon as I saw this part, because they put up like 4 or 5 different parts to this thing, she shows up while the girl working at the store starts kissing her ass. Apparently, they know who she is, they know who her family is. And that's when I realized, like, wait a minute, it's got her in it. I think this is Yellowstone, you know? And they're kissing her ass, and they're like, oh, we got some great stuff to show you. She goes, yeah, just shut the hell up. She goes, where the fuck's my sister in law at? And when I saw that, I'm like, oh, wait a minute, maybe this is Yellowstone. So I was actually able, I think, to find the clip online to watch. Oh my God, this mesa over here is fucking huge because it comes up into this map. This is a huge mesa. I'm just going to do the perimeter, and then that way I know where the edges are. And ooh, I got half my elytras gone, so I might just be able to do the perimeters and then I'll call it a wrap. But she goes in and she finds her sister-in-law stripped naked in the dressing room. Everything's covered up. There's a female cop in there putting her through all this. And she goes out and starts telling the police what kind of a lawsuit they're looking at and how stupid they were for doing this. And they had already questioned her in one of the earlier ones, pointing out that she was a professor. She was really young to have her PhD or doctorate and to be a teacher. And the cops started getting nervous. They're like, okay, we're out of here. Well, then her sister-in-law wants to get out of there and she locks the door. She goes, no, you don't want to leave yet. You're going to miss this. She starts trashing the place. She starts busting up the fucking store for what they did to her family. And that I thought was a pretty good scene. And if I ever get a chance to watch the second season, they've got this, it's basically it's a modern day Western. They run like a cattle ranch out somewhere in I think it's out by Yellowstone Park, and I'm not sure what state that's in. They hire a female cowhand, and I saw the clips where they were interviewing the staff, the actors, and the girl that's playing this cowhand, she goes, "Yeah, it was my understanding that when they had this discussion about having a female cowhand, they decided that she was either going to have to be ugly or she was going to have to be mean." And this is a really attractive girl. She played on one of the soap operas, General Hospital or something like that. I never watched it. I'm not a soap opera person, but people I'm staying with, they occasionally watch like Days of Our Lives. And when we were kids, there was that one in Another World. If you were home for the summer and you were inside, guess what? You were watching that around lunch, or you were finding something else to do. That's what the TV of the house was watching. And she's cute, absolutely drop dead gorgeous. And she says, I don't know how to take this, but she goes, I was told that if they ever had a female cowpuncher, she was either going to be mean or she was going to be ugly. And when they brought me in and they looked at what the character was going to be, they're like, okay, this will do. Well, she plays a psychopath. The way she explained it, uh, the way she explained it, when she gets her scripts, she speaks some kind of dialect of redneck, and she goes, they write my lines out phonetically. Like you see in the dictionary. She goes, I don't even understand what I'm saying. But what they do is they write it in the script how they want her to pronounce it, in the brackets with the hyphens and everything. They'll lengthen it out and all that. And that's what she does. And she goes, I don't even know what I'm saying all the time. And that redhead that's on the show that plays Kevin Costner's daughter, she was just cracking up. She goes, I think she's got the part that every girl on here wishes she got to play. And there is a Guardian Farm. I'm not sure I found that one yet. That might be one that I have not discovered yet. I'm gonna have to mark these on the map. But I found at least 5 or 6 Guardian temples over here, monuments. But they're they're doing this one scene on there. This is the thing that really made me want to start watching, and I still haven't found what channel it is. I don't know what time it's on. So they got some nice stuff over here. I haven't mapped this out yet. Um, but she's there, and they've got these bikers that are camping out on their property. They mistook the Yellowstone Ranch for Yellowstone Park. And one of the people that is in they're with some of the people that work there, and they're actually trying to think, they're actually federal agents, but they've got to do with like wildlife, and I can't remember what the name of it is. Well, they're basically there. They show them their badge, and they're like, "Look, this is private property. You're going to have to leave or you will be arrested. And while he's trying to talk the situation over, uh, trying to think of what that girl's name is, but it's the psychopath, the little redneck hillbilly. Uh, she's just mad dogging one of the biker chicks, and why is that? She goes, why is that mouth breather or something like that mad dogging me? And that girl just wants up and drops the biker. That biker chick just walks up and just gives her an overhand punch and knocks her out. And then starts attacking one of the bikers that's like 3 times her size, and she knocks him out. Well, pretty soon it's on, and the fight's going on. Well, I want to say the guy's name is Cole Hauser. I think his dad was Wings Hauser, who was kind of a big deal B-list movie actor back in the 80s, a little bit in the 90s, and he got kind of washed out. Well, he sees what's going on, and he drives up in his truck and just plows into the bikes. He just wipes out the bikers' bikes, and then he gets out, and I think it's the branding iron they use to brand the cows, and he just starts beating people over the head with them, driving. I'm just like, oh my god, this is going to be a good show. So I'm looking forward to seeing the first season of it. Okay, my wings are almost dead, so I'm gonna go back and I'll pretty much end the stream. But I gotta go back and I think I'll finish the map off stream. But I figured that was something I could do. I hadn't really planned for. Seriously, I apologize. I did not think it would be that quick to get that much glowstone. So I can go ahead and make that up into redstone lamps, and then I can get some more done on my sorting system. Anything detailing in this game is a pain to make. It absolutely is, without a doubt. And then Biker said he'd kind of keep an eye on my stream, but I'm gonna try and get a stream done earlier in the day. If anybody can show up and lurk, that would be great. But I'm gonna try and do one either tomorrow or Friday, both if I can. And I need to get my numbers back up for days streaming and hours. And I had 2 or 3 weeks. I might not be able to, but if I can, I will. And again, if nobody else is on, that's great. But I at least need to get my days up, and I need to get my hours of streaming up. They tanked when I was not feeling good for it. But I'm gonna call that a day. I'm gonna call this a really good stream. I felt good. My singing sucked. I thought I would be able to sing along better without lyrics in front of me, and that just was not the case. The singing sucked, but it's never going to be good anyways, so that's par for the course. But Crow and everybody else that showed up for the streams, thank you very much, and everybody have a great day.